It sure is Monday today. Good morning out there, y'all. Welcome to Hang with Hal on a Monday. I'm Hal Bruni, of course. Glad to see y'all on this Monday. It's a chilly one down here in Morgan City, Louisiana. I don't know how it is where you are, but it's chilly. And last night, we thought we had another hurricane coming for a few minutes because the wind started blowing and it started pouring down, raining. Didn't last very long, thank goodness. But then it brought a cool front that feels wonderful, but it's a little chilly out there today. Hey, Patricia, good morning. Philip McElroy, Troy Billot, good to see y'all this morning. Thanks for joining me. Hope y'all had a great weekend. I sure had a great weekend, y'all. I had a productive weekend. Got a lot done working on the online stuff. Didn't get a chance to do as much as I wanted to in the studio, but I had a great weekend working on online stuff and trying to get all that stuff organized. Got some shipping stuff done as well. Thank you guys for your orders out there that everybody ordered for Christmas. Thank y'all very much. Still have a few beanies left and some t-shirts and stuff, so if you can, we'd appreciate your consideration in ordering something from halbruni.com or the Happiness and Healing site we got. Hey, Pansy, good to see you. Hey, Jude, good to see you this morning. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Good to see y'all. Paul Matthew Lowe, good to see you, brother. Good morning. Yeah, staying warm out there today, brother. It's cold in here today, too, so I got the beanie and the robe on today, and I'm wearing the robe for real because it's chilly here. It was chilly this morning, too. And I've been up and at 'em all morning, so I'm having a great day. Hope you are, too. What else did I do this weekend? Oh, I can't remember. We cooked some good stuff. We had a good dat sauce weekend this weekend because we had breakfast burritos yesterday and some red beans Robin cooked, so that was awesome. Brian Cunningham, good to see you, brother. T-Town in the house. Yeah, you're right. Good to see y'all today. And I have to tell y'all a little story today. I know it's not Storytelling Tuesday, but I've got to tell y'all this to set up the story for tomorrow. So, and I haven't had much time in the studio this morning practicing or anything, getting warmed up either. So, not sure what we're going to play today, but I will have a song and a smile for you, of course, to start your day out with or to get it going a little bit. Hey, Ray, good to see you this morning, brother. Hey, Max, good morning. Good to see y'all today. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining me. Hope you had a great weekend. So, hey, Misty, good morning. Good to see you today. Tell Tom I said hey. So, we're continuing the Africa Story series, y'all. And like I said, it's not Storytelling Tuesday today, but I've got to tell you this story or these couple of little stories to set up the one for tomorrow, which is a doozy. So I have to preface those stories with my stories about my friend Don Faucet, who Don, when I was in Africa, was one of the first guys I met there on our project team. He was our project manager. He wasn't there the first day that I got there, but he showed up a couple days later. And we were staying at the hotel there on the base in Soyo, if you remember from the previous stories. We got there, didn't have a place to stay, but we were fortunate enough to get the guys from that we were working for, the company we were working for, to get us some rooms at the hotel there while they were setting our house up. So we had a house there in the village. It was off the base. It was right there in the village. It was a 4-bedroom house with a big great room, and it had 4 studio apartments in the back, where I was fortunate enough to have a studio apartment because I was a full-time guy there. And it was surrounded by a wall that had broken glass across the top and some razor wire on the other side. And we had a little couple of guys that worked there at the house. We had Conga, who was our cook, and he helped around the house. And then John was our security guy. He was just a local guy that did security for us. But we got to the house, and we had a lot of safety precautions that we were warned about, and what we should do and what we shouldn't do while we were there. So we tried to adhere to those as much as possible. But the first day we were actually in the house, this is kind of a funny little side story. When we got to the house and we started trying to, before Conga showed up and all that, we had to cook for ourselves the first few days and everything. And the funny little side story is that we got there, and I don't know if you have ever seen the movie Friday or not, But you know, the scene in Friday where they're in the kitchen and he's like, man, y'all always got one of something and none of the other. You know, y'all got cereal, no milk. You know, and so that was the way it was when we got to our house. We had, they had redone this house and it was all on generator power, and we had to get water trucked in and things like that. So when we got to the house, there was, we had all this fancy new furniture, you know, and we had a big, nice kitchen with a brand new refrigerator and a brand new stove, big gas stove, no gas. Nice fancy light fixtures, no light bulbs. You know, that's kind of the way it was for probably about the first month we were there. So, but we made it, we got by, and my friend Don, who was the project manager at the time for us, is an Australian guy. He's an Aussie, and hadn't known Don but just a day when we moved into the house, really. So we get to the house, and everybody's kind of moving their stuff in, and after we got settled a little bit, there was a TV room there where we would all gather and watch TV after work and things like that. So we were sitting around in the TV room there, and it was Don and I were sitting there, and we were kind of wondering, you know, what we were going to do, and we knew John was our security, but he was just one guy. He was just a local guy. But we felt pretty confident to him after we got to know him a little bit that he would at least let us know if there was any trouble brewing or anything like that. So we're sitting there, and they had told us that, you know, you shouldn't really go walking out around the village by yourself or anything like that, and gave us the heads up about safety around the area. Well, Don and I were sitting there, and we were thinking, you know, we have this wall here, and we got John, but, you know, we might as well go introduce ourselves to the neighborhood, because people definitely know we're here. So we said, okay, we put our shoes on and said, let's go see what's going on outside, you know. Let's go outside the wall and take a stroll down the road and see what kind of reaction we get anyway. So we did, and Don and I put our shoes on. We got John to open the gate, and we walked out into Soyo, the village, for the first time, and started walking down the road, and of course we were just surrounded by locals who lived all around us. And most of the places didn't have any power or running water or anything like that. And you'd come across the occasional shop where they would sell local things. Well, as we were strolling down the road for the first day, Don is he's a guy that's about my size, I guess, but at the time he was a little older than me, and he had a all white beard and all white hair. And as we were walking down the road, it was wonderful the reaction that he got from the children there. The children wanted to just run up to him for some reason. I don't know if it was the white hair and white beard or what, but they just wanted to run up to him, and he had a big, booming old voice like this, and he would just say, hey, hello there, you know, and it was just wonderful seeing the children's reaction and Don interacting with them. It was a great experience, and so as we were walking down the road, you know, a lot of the locals were cordial to us and would wave, and others, you know, weren't so cordial. I never really felt threatened while we were doing this. It was daylight, of course. So I never really felt threatened as we were doing this, but you could tell a lot of the folks, or some of the folks there, didn't care for us a whole lot being there, but most of the folks were welcoming, and it was nice. We had a great walk that day, walked a couple of miles down the road and then turned around and came back. And it was just a very different experience for me the first time. I'll share some pictures and videos you guys can check out of how the village is there in Soyo, Angola is where we were in West Africa, if you're just catching on. So Don is a heck of a character, and I loved working with him. I've got a few other stories that's going to involve him as the reason I'm telling you about him today. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. Hey, Tim Ledford, good to see you, brother. Spanky, good morning, brother. Good to see y'all. Hey, Larry, good to see you, brother. Hope y'all doing well out there. So a lot of folks ask me, well, how was it being in Africa? How did you feel safety-wise? And my usual response is, well, it's kind of like walking around New Orleans, or any other big city. If you're walking around the seedier areas of a big city, you just have to keep your wits about you, and don't go out alone for the most part. Don't go walking down a dark alley and that kind of stuff. So we had quite some adventures there, needless to say. And one more other funny story about Don before we get into the story of tomorrow, which is what this little story today is all set up about. When we moved into the house, I had a little, like I said, studio apartment there, and we were there a couple of days, I guess. And as you walked into my little studio apartment and turned to the left, I had a little kitchenette area. And then there was you can see this in some of the videos too. I had a little bedroom area that was kind of cordoned off by a shaded half wall. And then there's a little bathroom there. But this day that like I said, hadn't been there very long, I walked in my apartment and turned to the left where my little kitchenette is. And I looked up, and where the wall meets the ceiling, there was a spider there. And a spider, I mean, he was as big as my hand. No kidding. So I looked up and I saw this big, hairy spider, as big as my hand on the wall. And I was like, holy crap, I ain't never seen a spider that big in my life. And I'm from Louisiana. We got a lot of creepy crawlies around here, but I never seen nothing like that. So I saw that thing sitting up there, and I said, oh, crap. So I eased on out my door, went back into the main house where Don, like I said, is from Australia, is sitting there in the great room watching TV. So I sat down there on the couch and I looked at him and said, man, I know you're from Australia. I got a big spider in my room. I have never seen anything like this before. He said, well, what does it look like? I said, he's big, he's brown, he's hairy, he's about as big as my hand. And he looked at me and said, oh, that's a hairy Hammond, mate. He won't hurt you. I said, well, I can tell you what I really said. But I said, the hell with that. He ain't living in my apartment. So I got a big can of, I would say Raid, but it was just a can of African bug spray from the pantry there that we had. I said, well, he ain't living in my place. I'm going to go see what I can do about him. So I got this can of stuff, and I walked up to that big old thing, and boy, I sprayed him real good. And he took off running into my bedroom, and I lost him. And I was like, oh, crap, what am I going to do now? I got this big spider in my bedroom. I can't find him. He ran under my bed. I was tearing the place apart. I couldn't find him. I said, oh, man, what am I going to do with this thing? So I went back in the house, sat down there for a little while thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to try to find this thing. And couldn't find him. So after a while, I went back in my apartment. And there he was again, where the wall meets the ceiling. But he was sitting there, and as I saw him, I saw one of his legs was not attached to the wall. So, so I sprayed him again, ran out of the apartment, waited a little while. I come back, a couple more legs were unattached from the wall, but he was still hanging there. So after a while, he eventually fell, and I got him out of my apartment. Wasn't the first time that something like that happened in there. I lived with they had these big multicolored lizards that are about a foot long. I had one of those in my apartment for a while. I couldn't get rid of, so I lived with him for a few days. They didn't bite or anything that I know of. But Dom was funny. He was a funny guy. He was a great project manager. And I've got a couple more stories about him. Tune in tomorrow for the story I have. That's going to really be the setup also for the story I have next week for you, which is the story of the time I got on a commercial flight from Soyo to Angola without a ticket. And that's a heck of a story. But tomorrow's going to be a good one, too. The first Africa story I told was the one about us landing in Soyo and me having a experience where we didn't know what was going to happen with some locals that were in the road there. And the first time we thought, oh, this might be a bad situation. Well, the story tomorrow is one that another hair-raising time. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I wasn't sure how I was going to make it out of it. But tune in tomorrow for that. It should be a lot of fun for Storytelling Tuesday. Don Faucet was a great guy, and I miss him all the time, along with the other guys that I worked with over there. We had a great team over there, and I'm very fortunate to have gone and had a chance to share some time with those guys and make it home safely, because some of the folks didn't. So, hey, Daisy, good morning. Jack Daniel, good to see you. Hey, Janet, good morning. Hey, Renee, good to see you this morning. Johnny, good to see you, brother. Happy Monday, y'all. Thanks for joining me today. I got a song and a smile for you. I have no idea what I'm going to play today, but it's I guess I'm going to play Blue Collar Town because it is Working Man's Monday, or all you ladies out there, too. Woo! And I got to get back at it, too, because I'm still working today, too. Hey, Alicia, good morning. Good to see you. So here's a song for all you working folks out there on Working Folks Monday. Hey, Becky, good to see you. It's a little song about growing up in my hometown of Morgan City. The title cut off of our record that we cut back in 2013. Happy Monday, y'all! Leave me some comments how your weekend was. I'd like to know. Good morning, Becky. I was born in a blue-collar town where honest people can still be found. There's a difference between wrong and right, and hard work is a way of life. Every evening the sun goes down on this blue-collar town. Yeah! Well, I was born in a blue-collar town. My daddy worked from sun up to sundown, 6 long days a week, yeah, with 500 miles to feed. But he was strong and he was proud of this blue-collar town. Shannon Johnson, good to see you, brother. There's Mr. Christovich's corner grocery store, and that's where I broke my arm riding my skateboard. Seems another memory I recall every time I drive around this blue-collar town. JJ Starbucks, DJ extraordinaire right there, from the Swamp Dog. Yeah, you're right, brother. I was born in a blue-collar town. I came back home to settle down, to love my wife and raise some kids, yeah, just like my daddy did. Every evening the sun goes down on this blue-collar town. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I always have. There's a spot that used to be my favorite fishing hole, and that's the house Susie Johnson's dad caught me sneaking out their back door. Lord, it sure feels good, all just hanging around this blue-collar town. Road dog! Thanks, Patricia. Happy Monday, y'all. The Swamp Dog. Gotta love it, brother. I was born in a blue-collar town where honest people can still be found. There's a difference between wrong and right. Yeah, and hard work, it's a way of life. Another evening the sun goes down on this blue-collar town. Andy Hall, good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. This blue-collar town. This blue-collar town. This blue-collar town. Yeah. Happy Monday, y'all. Hey, I hope you had a great weekend. And your week's getting kicked off right. I hope I helped start it out with a song and a smile for you on a Monday. Leave me some comments about how your weekend was. Johnny Mac, I saw how part of your weekend was, brother. Looked like y'all had a good time down there. Of course, anytime you're watching Josh Newcomb, it's a damn good time, I know that. Good to see you all on a Monday. Hey, thanks for listening to that story about my buddy Don Faucet today too, y'all. And tune in tomorrow, because the story we have for you tomorrow, like I said, is a doozy. And it's a night I will never forget for sure. And it kicks off what was 24 to 48 hours of some of the most memorable times I've ever had. Good, bad, hair-raising. I can't wait to tell you about it. And sometimes it's hard for me to believe. So tune in for that tomorrow. It should be interesting. And you're definitely going to want to hear the one next week, because it's all set up for that too. Making Christmas cards today. I've got to do that too. If I can catch up to it. I got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm hoping to get some Christmas cards out this year, y'all. So I'll try to work on that as well. Trucking all weekend, huh, Tim? Well, I'm glad you're safe, brother. Hope you had a good weekend too. Hey, y'all, have a great Monday. Thanks for joining me today, y'all. Leave some comments how your weekend was. Go out there, you know what to do. Get your week kicked off. Go out there, spread some happiness and healing. Perpetuate some positivity. Come back tomorrow for Storytelling Tuesday. And in the meantime, peace!